All right, now you can explain what you're doing.
At this moment, merely cutting off the understock, which in a moment we'll go through the remainder of the grafting procedure. As you can see, we've performed a rather serious operation on this plant. We've cut it off. We're going to take a piece of camellia wood and graft into this. Dealer's choice. We've been told if we are smooth it, that it in turn would perhaps heal better. We've cut that off, smoothed it. Now we're going to make a notch down in here. What we're going to graft into this is called a scion, S-C-I-O-N. This is a different species than what we cut off, but being a camellia, it's compatible, and we can graft this. What we've accomplished here is to take a very sharp breakaway knife and cut this wedge shape. One side, this is a narrow side, this is a wide side. We're going to insert this piece of camellia wood into this. Where we had split it with a knife, we will insert this in, and there is a procedure. Something called a cambium layer is available in both the understock and the scion. They must touch for the graft to be successful. To make sure, we merely tilt it, and that way we're guaranteed that the cambium layers will match. We take a plastic cup and cut the bottom out to make a collar. Use perlite to cover this. Perlite sterile, and we feel it protects us from any fungus or anything that may be present. Once we do that, and I don't have any, I'll make some.
Why don't you just say that you'll drench it with
Pardon?
Captan.
This is Captan that we will merely pour over this, just once again for sanitary purposes. Merely pouring this over. A couple reasons: the moisture, the other sanitation.
I just wanted to see you sit down, buddy.
We will cover this gram with a 32-ounce polystyrene cup.
There's the thing I'm going to talk to.
And that becomes a greenhouse. Now, what care after we bring it home would we?
Okay, we want to seal this. What we're making is a micro greenhouse to keep the humidity high under here. And we will take sand, other people take different items, and seal this cup. Once this is sealed, we will water the pot about once a week, not too much. Too often could create problems, but about once a week is sufficient. And do not bother it until around the second week in April. At that time, we carefully remove the cup. And if it's growing, we'll break a piece out of the cup about this big. And as it grows toward the top, we'll break bigger pieces out till it can grow out of the bottom of the pot or the cup.
That's it.
Break more until it grows through and
We keep it that way until about June.
Pardon?
And we keep careful watch on until about June, when it should have been fairly well.
Yeah,
set.
I usually tell everybody I'll put on the cup 15 April, income tax time, and don't bother to look at it until about the second week in April. Normally, they will be growing. If not, when you remove it, very carefully replace the cup back on and check it about once every week to 10 days, and once it starts growing, then go back and make sure you break that out. What you want to do is allow that new growth to harden when it's exposed to the air. Not too much, because being that delicate, you couldn't kill the graft.
And just for the record, we're in Gulfport, and it's the middle of. We're in Gulfport, and it's the middle of February, so it's almost a 2-month stay under the cover.
Yeah. 8 to 10 weeks. This thing should be growing.
And we keep these outdoors as opposed to in a greenhouse or anything which would affect the growth rate.
Yeah, it makes it more personal.